Hello and welcome to today's video. Today I'm standing at Whangamata Beach in the Coromandel Peninsula. So it's about a 45-minute drive from where I was yesterday up at Cook's Beach. It's quite a sunny day, although a little bit breezy. I'm just going to have a little wander along here, and behind me the building that you might be able to see there, that's the Surf Life Saving Club. So the beach, which I'll just swing around to now, the beach down behind me, I can just get that in the picture. It's a very popular beach in summertime. This will be full of revelers, and New Year's is quite a big time here. So I'll just have a little wander further down the beach, but just going to speak about a subject today that came to mind, which I'm going to call life's greatest risk. And to say what is life's greatest risk is probably to risk nothing at all. So yeah, just having a wander down the beach, and I'll just swing around here, and just behind me is, you can see it over my shoulder here, that's my home, not the home in the background, it's the home just close to me, the white motorhome. So that's what I purchased in 2021 and got on the road full time. And that was a risk in itself, but it's proven to be just such a life-changing thing that I've done there. And just swinging around again just to some of these houses. So all of these houses fairly expensive. I did see a house somewhere along here. I haven't quite driven past it, but it was in the window of a real estate agent up for sale for $8 million. So I'm very fortunate that I can travel and park up with my home and get these beautiful views, which I'll swing around to again. So as I say, the Coromandel, very popular, particularly in summer, just beautiful beaches, and yeah, just overseas tourists, etc., will always put the Coromandel Peninsula on their to visit list, I guess. So today's subject, life's greatest risk. Just before I get into that, I just wanted to mention last night I had a very lucid dream along the lines of prior to going to sleep I did a meditation, and the meditation was just related to getting in touch with my higher consciousness. So it was approximately a 1 hour meditation that I did last night, and yeah, then I went to sleep. But as I went to sleep, there was certainly a lot of energy flowing, and there was a lot of colours in my third eye at the time. But it's not something that disrupts sleep. It's, if anything, it's just a very calming kind of experience. So I went ahead and did my meditation last night, and during the night I had a lucid dream, and the lucid dream was as follows. Just give a brief description of that. Was I was in a building, and the building had lots of corridors and rooms, perhaps almost like a hotel, and I was on a bit of an adventure. I was actually trying to work out a mystery and a bit of a quiz, and trying to find a treasure that was located somewhere in the building, or various treasures actually. And yeah, I got clues and things like that, but the first part of the mystery just proved to be just too much for me, and I just couldn't work it out. And then I was called over to speak to a guy, and the guy was an Asian guy. He was dressed in Western clothes, and he had other people in his background, and they were all Asian as well. And what he did was he started effectively massaging my forehead where my third eye sits, and immediately my third eye activated, and I saw the Eastern symbolism for the third eye, the chakra, the Anya chakra, that's how it's I think pronounced. And I distinctly saw that symbol in my third eye with a purple colour in the background of it. And then as I opened my two other eyes, almost reflected in my eyes was like the third eye again, but it was red and blue colours, which were interesting in itself. They were the symbol was red and blue in my eyes, and I was looking out through my eyes to everything in the building. And all of a sudden, all of the mystery and all of the clues just all fell into place. So, interesting dream, and I took that to mean effectively that it was kind of to do with my life journey. Was, as always, a bit confusing initially. But when my third eye opened, everything opened up to me. So the universe opened up to me, the mysteries opened up, and I've spoken about that ongoingly in my prior videos and in my writings. So again, it was the emphasis and the reminder that the third eye is just of such great importance to open up, such that one does not spend probably the remainder of their days just rooted in the material physical plane which we call Earth. Nothing wrong with that if we are enjoying life, but if we're searching for something more, and particularly on the spiritual journey, I'm definitely not the first person who's ever opened their third eye, but from my own personal experience, so I like to speak about these things from my personal experience, it was crucial around about 2023 when I put a lot of emphasis and I realised that my third eye had opened, and life became a lot easier and a lot more adventurous. So talking about life's greatest risk, so I've spoken about buying my motorhome. That was a big risk, getting on the road and travelling full-time in New Zealand. I didn't know anything about the lifestyle, but I can't turn back from that now, and I've had so many experiences travelling the whole of New Zealand and seeing such beautiful settings as this, being out in nature, and how that's all contributed to my journey. So that was a risk I took, and it's quite a financial risk as well. But, you know, it comes a time when you have to go for it, and I did. And the Surf Lifesaving Club just reminded me of a couple of things. One was when I was quite young, I think I was probably around about 9 or 10, my parents used to take us, that's myself and my two sisters, to a particular district in New Zealand every year to visit relatives, and we stayed at the same motel which had a swimming pool. And there was an occasion where I almost drowned in that swimming pool. My sister was supposed to be watching us, but she was distracted and I fell in. And I went down and I came up and I went down again, so I went down for the second time. But when I came up, I grabbed the side of the swimming pool, so it was fairly deep for a kid, and I managed to get out. So kind of getting close to a drowning experience there, that's for sure. You certainly don't want to go down for the sort of third time, they say, when it comes to water. So I was quite averse to water after that, even though I grew up in a beautiful suburb in Eastbourne, Wellington, which also has lovely beaches down there, and in summertime you can get some really nice days. Yeah, so water was just a bit of a problem for me. And then I've spoken about also having a close call in 2024 when I was travelling in Spain. So if anyone wants to read about this, you know, I'd encourage them to do so. It's in my full writing, viviendolamahia.nz.com is the webpage. And that's when I actually ended up being suspended over a cliff in Tarifa in Spain. And my companion at the time, she ended up holding me by my backpack dangling over the cliff. I won't go into the details, but that was the closest I'd ever come to death. Subsequent to that, I've also had experiences, you know, which I will call a near-death experience, which was my Bufo Alvarius experience, which was a ceremony I undertook in the Amazon, and it's when I saw first level heaven. But having those experiences and taking risks, it all adds to the story, it all adds up to meaning in life. So after I got on the road in 2021 and getting out into nature and spending a lot of time near water, I was more than happy to go in for a swim, whereas previously I was always kind of reluctant. So it's kind of a learning experience. The problem was in my head. The near-death cliff experience, well, that's a whole thing in itself. to be that close to dying, to falling off a cliff and dangling over it. Beyond that, having the near-death experience with the Bufo Alvarius proved to me that heaven exists. So again, this is my experience. So for others, you know, we all have our beliefs, but this is not an uncommon story for someone who has a near-death experience. My near-death experience wasn't physical; it was holistic. It was, yeah, just an out-of-body near-death experience, seeing the white light. Now, talking about the white light, I've seen that on two separate occasions. Once was earlier on that particular retreat when I, my first evening, had an occasion where, I won't go into details again, but Mother Earth walked up to the windows and I asked her to show me the light. And she threw a white light through the window, and it landed above me, which was a message to rise to the light, which is where I believe it to be. You know, we emanate down from the light. And then in November 2025, when I revisited Peru and had a further ayahuasca ceremony, I experienced the white light in the Egyptian underground chamber. And the white light was representative of the god Osiris. So I've seen the white light, I've had enlightenment, and I have this understanding that there isn't a risk in life. Whereas when I was growing up, my parents kept us very sheltered, I'd say, for a long time, and that flowed into my adult life. And while I was kind of a black and white risk taker, so I would do risks, or calculated risks, I probably call them, I was still fairly constrained. I was controlled by my upbringing. And as I've talked about a lot, that can really have very constraining effects on people's lives, such that you don't really live. Since I've started taking risks, or have this understanding about what I believe to be where we go after death, there's nothing that really phases me. I don't have any fear. I don't have fear of death. So like another example would be when I was in the Amazon. We went out on a wooden quite big boat, which canoe-like, but it was about, I don't know, 12 or 13 of us on it, and two locals who were, one was running the motor and the other was the guide. And then we got to a spot and we went past the pink dolphins, which I think are very dangerous animals in the Amazon, sort of like, yeah, you wouldn't want to get near one of those. And then there was a spot where they said, well, if anyone who wants to go for a swim, jump in here. And I was one of about 5 who just, you know, got into my shorts and just jumped straight in. Now that's not something I would have done historically. So what I'm saying here is that if we do the same things all the time and we stay in our comfort zones and we don't take risks and we just really lead a, I don't know, let's call it a simple life, I'm not sure what comes of that. I get the kind of impression that we kind of just drift off into the future, and then you know, we have our beliefs and then we perhaps leave this incarnation. But it's only since I started taking risks that has led to the experiences that I am now having that have really added to my life. And what is adding to one's life? It's feeling alive. It's feeling energized. It's being inquisitive about life, being inquisitive still about the spiritual journey that I'm on. Every day I'm looking for new kind of meaning in life and growth, continually seeking. So that's being alive, having adventures, and not fearing the adventures, not fearing the outcome. Fear is such a, it's just such a constraint. And I know that that was me in my life, but now, no, just get out there, enjoy myself. Life's greatest risk is to risk nothing at all. Took me a long time to work that out, but fortunately I did. And as an outcome of that, I'm going to end up, when I'm at a stage and looking back on my life, I'm going to have a lot of great memories. And it's going to be great memories from the risks that I took. I'm not going to sit there and have the memories of the day after day after day where I was not taking any risks or just doing the same thing day after day. That may be a one-off memory, but there's not going to be a cumulative amount of memories. So yeah, since I got on the spiritual journey, and particularly my travels since 2021, the amount of adventures and moments in time and memories that have accumulated are just a massive, really. So I can only encourage people to sort of, you know, if they're not happy in their situation, you know, this is not for people who are happy in their situation. I just say carry on, and I'm very happy that the person has found that place. But if one's not happy, one has to take risks, and they don't have to be extreme risks, but you have to start somewhere, and I think you'll find that in the main it's not a problem. And I kind of got some good news for everybody, but again, this is based on my belief that the physical death that we experience here on the material plane, Earth, that's not the end. So it's actually kind of just a transition from this state of being back into the consciousness, or back into the energy field, and we continue on. So yeah, there's actually nothing to lose. Well, that's my view on things. So anyway, I'll leave today's video at that. I'm glad I could have spoken to you from Whangamatara. It's a beautiful spot. In the meantime, I'll ask everybody to enjoy the journey. We will meet when we should. And as always, namaste.